Hey everybody, it's the Hey Poopy podcast. What that booty do from poop to pleasure to health. Hosted by me, Ellen.
And me, Dave. Two curious people removing the stigma from your stinker. And why are we doing this? Because we love laughing, learning about those butts, and helping them be the best they can be. And on this week's episode, we have Mike from Shartkit, the original Shartkit.
Yes, the all-in-one pants-saving kits that you need to have. And it might look like a gag gift, but trust me, if you poop your pants or shart, it goes from shart to shine in no time.
Yes, this thing is chock full of first of all, it has a pair of underwear in there, which off the bat is like number one in my book. It's got baby wipes. It's got little detergent wipes. It has everything you need. And Mike was so fantastic. He just basically gave us the breakdown of like how he started or why he started the Shartkit, which was kind of funny. And you can hear it in a clip like this.
One of my friends, Jake, he relieved himself of number 2 poo. And on the next round, I had to do the same thing. So I went over near where he was at. And I saw where his toilet paper was. And I avoided it.
Yeah.
And so I went over to another part, but it was hidden too by the rocks. And I'm sitting there about to put my hand down. And I put it in something that's soft.
Oh, no.
Gooey. We're in nowhere land with nothing around. So I'm sandpapering it on the ground, and they had sprinklers running in the field. So I was able to run out and blast it off, but you can't get rid of that smell.
Yeah, ass stays.
And so I'm sitting there with a half clean hand for about 3 hours. And then was the initial original Shartkit idea.
Thanks, Mike. It was great to have you on the show.
Yes.
And everybody go get that Shartkit using code HeyPoopy for 10% off.
Yes.
And do you want to know more about Dave and I? You can head over to HeyPoopyPodcast.com for everything you need to know, from merch to our email to everything. And please send us some emails. We want to read your stories.
Yeah, or a voicemail. I mean, we have everything on that site. So basically, you go there, you're going to find a portal to the whole world of poop.
Yes.
And with that, please enjoy this shit show.
Have you ever let one rip and there was a little extra in your pants? Oh, no.
And you only had a sock to help you clean up your mess?
Well, introducing the original Shartkit, an all-in-one poopy pants-saving first aid kit for the shits.
This kit comes with a fresh pair of underwear, stain remover, sanitizing and butt wipes, anti-diarrhea tablets, a bag for disposal, plus an extra sock.
Don't be caught behind the dumpster cleaning up your mess without the original Shartkit.
And for all those Hey Poopy podcast listeners, you get 10% off this butt-saving pack with promo code HeyPoopy.
Go to originalshartkit.com. Not just a gag gift, but a pants-saving must-have.
That's originalshartkit.com. Stay away from a stinky situation.
Wet wipes say they're flushable, but they are a lie.
Over $1 billion annually is spent on fixing the wet wipe epidemic.
Don't wreck your pipes and sewers with wipes that don't actually flush.
Ditch those baby wipes for a grown-up bidet in a bottle with Cleanse.
The cleansing foam that transforms any TP into a sewer-saving flushable wipe that goes anywhere with you.
99% plant-based, free of toxins, soothing on the skin. It's a foam that makes 150 wipes in one small bottle.
Visit cleanse.com. That's QLEANSE.com and get 15% off with promo code HeyPoopy.
That's Cleanse with a Q. Visit cleanse.com. And remember, wipe clean and rethink your hiney hygiene.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast?
Hey
about
everybody,
poop?
welcome back on Dump Day, the best day of the week.
It is, and this is the Hey Poopy podcast with
Dave
and Ellen, and this is episode 163, but it'll always be number 2 to us, our favorite number. We have a very, very special guest today. We have Mike from Shartkit.
Yes.
Our new favorite pants saving toolkit.
For sure. Welcome to the show, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. Can't stop smiling.
Or as Dave calls it, go from sharp to shine.
Yes.
It is the saving you from one of life's most embarrassing moments. It's truly something that, I've helped in the aftermath of a lot of shart incidences. And so I didn't start them, but I helped complete it. They were able to leave with a less embarrassing moment than when they started. So, it's something, it's like many others, it's aspiration to help people.
Completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome little kit. It's a fun little gift / actually tool saver. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. And Mike, before we go into more about Shartkit, we love to check in with our guests. How have you been pooping recently?
Actually, pretty well. I've been having a low travel. So usually when I travel, I usually get lucky to one, but it gets to be tough. But after a weekend, good eating and that, I had a good, I'd say it's a 3-4 if that goes on that scale.
Yeah.
Bristol stool chart. Nice.
So yeah, not a lot of pushing, but happy to look down. And if I had real close friends, I could have told about it. It would have been one of those.
Right. You're like, take a look at my work. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I've gone to the bathroom just twice today. Pretty standard stuff, actually. I'm usually pretty regular. I'm like a 2 to 3 time person. I go to the bathroom like 2 to 3 times a day. So that's usually my norm. And it's like somewhere in the 5 range. Well, it's usually 5. A little looser.
On the Bristol stool.
Yeah. Even with these papaya, I've been taking these papaya extract pills, which usually help me bind me up. But lately I've been taking them pretty regularly and they've not been working.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they work, but they don't work the way that I would like them to work.
Yeah. I'm typically a oneer, and if it starts to be, one of those, like I said, I don't know about you guys, I travel just mostly road travel. Mm-hmm. And it's almost the opposite of some of the stuff you guys talk about in New York, where it's hard to find a bathroom. Well, there literally are no bathrooms around. And so you kind of learn, or your body trains you, you're not wanting to go right here for another hour or 2 hours. And so I don't know if it's long-term butt training.
I mean, probably. Yeah. It's, for sure. You just know there's nowhere to go. So your body's just like, we're just going to hold this in.
Yeah. And then other times after a good travel, you're pushing one up on the beach almost. You're hitting dry part of the toilet. That's typically my travel story if it doesn't come out on the one a day.
Right. No, I hear you. With that, Ellen, how have you been pooping?
So today I was drinking some coffee in the morning and I felt a poop coming on. So I ran to the bathroom, and as soon as I sat down, it felt like something was stuck, but I could tell it needed to come out. And I swear to God, it was like a champagne bottle. Once that cork popped, my entire insides just dropped out, and I filled the bowl with, it was started off as a Bristol 1 and ended in a Bristol 6. And when I stood up to look at the work that I did, I was in shock by how much actually just exploded out of me so quickly. Have no idea what I ate or what I did. It made no sense. But then right after that, I had the worst stomach ache on the left bottom side of my stomach. And I was like, great, watch I have some kind of, like, the way that diarrhea hit the bowl, I was like, I either have food poisoning or I'm sick somehow. What's going on? And I just sat there in the kitchen, kept complaining about, like, oh, my tummy hurts. And even my partner was like, what is wrong with you? Like, he had no sympathy because I was in so much pain that I was just annoying. And for like hours, I was just like, fuck. Am I going to have to maybe cancel today's? I wouldn't cancel the interview 100%. I would just stay at home and be doing Zoom, 3-way Zoom. And I ended up realizing hours later what the problem was. It wasn't, and you're thinking bottom left, that's the bottom of my colon. That's where the poo-poo starts coming out. And maybe it was gas or whatever. And then I realized, oh, I'm fucking ovulating. I'm a stupid woman who has this ovary that is stabbing me to the point of like pain, so much pain. And I finally popped an Aleve and I started feeling better. Oh, how's that work? So being a woman sucks.
That whole ovulation thing, that's a bummer, man.
You got me grabbing my side, though.
Yeah.
The same thing till you said ovaries. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I ovulate on the right side, sometimes I've thought my appendix was bursting because it just so happens that the right ovary is right next to the appendix. And then the left side feels like really bad gas pains. So it's like I'm fucked no matter which way I go, you know?
You should be eating Aleve all day.
Yes.
Every day.
Just popping them like Tic Tacs.
Just preventative maintenance.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my
Great stuff.
God. That's
So,
crazy.
but I was like, I'm saying 4 hours of just being like, why won't these farts or this shit leave my body? I'm in so much pain.
Ugh.
And no,
Well, it got out at least.
well,
I mean, well, that the shit got out. The pain didn't stop. But
yeah. And now I just have like a numb pain. I can still feel that ovulating is happening, but I'm 44 years old. Menopause could not come fucking sooner. Just come. I am sick of this. This body is never going to make babies. Let's like cut that off.
get it over with.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't need it.
Oh my God.
So
Awesome.
there's my epic
Well.
check-in.
Yeah.
So-
1 to 5.
So Mike, tell us more about what you do besides your poo.
So I just travel around, help farmers with growing their crops. So I'll go out and take soil samples and do a bunch of fertility, look at their soils and tell them what to put on to grow the best crop, watch for insects,
That's amazing.
do that. So it gets me walking a lot out there in the fields away from everything. And so that's another aspect of the Shartkit, is that I've spent a lot of time just walking many miles from, something out there looking for insects and that. So sort of a agricultural field, and
Cool.
it's the day job. It gets you out, gets you to talk a lot of people.
It's awesome.
Definitely a lot of people shart.
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine you're out in those fields. You're like, I have so far to go to get to a bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's not the best food as you enter into some of those things, and it's mini market risk. It's food Yahtzee kind of a situation if you didn't plan or bring lunches. And that's brought on a couple episodes of needing some shop towels or the Shartkit.
Now, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you're obviously doing God's work by helping us grow crops so we can eat and whatever else. But have you ever had to drop trowel in the crops or
Crapping in the crops.
crop dusting?
I've definitely done the soccer pee move, kneel and pee, and just look like I'm looking for something, but take care of that. But I've made it to the edge of the field every time. So
Wow.
that's something that, I've tried. I don't know if somebody would want to find that and
No.
out there. So most cases I've made it to, bigger bushes or behind some rocks, or, I've become an expert on outdoor pooing in a sense, but yeah, never in the crop. I've never done that. So
It would be kind of like fertilizer, sort of, if you did. I mean, probably not, but
yeah, no, it would work that same way.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd
Awesome.
like that blueberry, but
Yeah, probably not.
Human manure.
Now, was
No.
the genesis of Shartkit like an accident you had out in the field, or is that just something that just came to you?
So early on, friends of ours in college, we went out and we just road trips with the boys, kind of a thing. And we had a group that this farmer had some rodents in this farm field, and he was going to pay us to get rid of them by trapping, going out and baiting the holes and doing some work for them. And so a group of us went up there during college just to get some money. Well, we really spent most of it the night before, drank beers, had a good time. Just so we were feeling it the next morning. And one of my friends, Jake, he played football, really big guy, offensive lineman. And he went off, he had to leave, and he went behind some rocks, and he came back on our next round around this field, he came back and he relieved himself of number 2 poo over there. And on the next round, I had to do the same thing. So something we ate, the night before or whatever it was made us.
Oh.
So I went over near where he was at. And I saw where his toilet paper was. And I avoided it.
Yeah.
And so I went over to another part, but it was hidden too by the rocks. And I went back in what would be a classic tripod position where you're going to brace yourself. So you pulled your pants down, and I'm sitting there about to put my hand down, and I put it in something that's soft.
Oh,
and
no.
gooey. And I do the look at my hand, and it's some poop on my hand.
Oh,
and I'm sitting there in the process of needing to go to the bathroom, and I'm looking at the other hand that has somebody else's poop on it.
Oh my God.
And we're in nowhere land with nothing around. And so I'm wondering what happened, because I'm looking at his toilet paper over there. I didn't go where he was at. I was smart enough not to do that. So I start yelling across the field and cursing what, their name. So I'm done. I do my thing, but I have one less hand because I'm without that hand. So I have to use my toilet paper with my left hand. And it's just a miserable mess, and there's nowhere to clean it up, nothing to clean it up. So I'm sandpapering it on the ground, trying to get it off as much. And they had sprinklers running in the field. So I was able to run out and blast it off, but you can't get rid of that smell.
Ass stays.
Yes, without soap and water. And so I'm sitting there with a half clean hand for about 3 hours till we get back to town. And so there and then was the initial original Shartkit idea of being stuck in the middle of nowhere without anything to do with it. So I slowly put that kit together over time, just a bat. But that was sort of the origination of the Shartkit, having someone else's. Not, it's bad enough if you break through or you get your own poo on your hand, but oh my God, I had somebody else's on there. And so it scars me, and still to the day, he teases me about it. It's like, what am I going to do about it? He's a big, 270-pound guy.
Was it his poo?
It was his poo.
So why was his toilet paper so far away from his poo?
So Jake said that he had to move because the first one flopped, made it to where it was right by his feet. So he repositioned himself over on some other rocks and finished.
Oh.
So he got out of the way of his own poop and moved.
Oh my goodness.
And put all the toilet paper there. And so I was sitting there wondering why I'm away from his poop with his poop on my hand. And
I'm sorry, that is awful. He
couldn't
terrible.
warn you?
Yeah. What?
He didn't want to warn you beforehand?
I don't think I don't know if he thought that far ahead.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care.
I just lost the lottery by picking that one spot that he started but didn't finish. And so, but he certainly laughed about it. All of them did. So.
Oh my God, that's evil. That's oof. But I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad that's the genesis of the Shartkit. That's pretty amazing. I like to call it, when we first found out about it, I was calling it the bug out bag. A bug out bag for your butt.
Yeah.
I also, the fact that you literally shit almost on his shit, which we also call the double dragon. But like that spot was such like an awesome spot that you were like, I'm going to poop there. But he had already pooped there. Yeah. It's like the shining spot to poo in.
That's brutal, man. That would just wreck me for a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, and every time he reminds you of it, and that. But the town was called Unity, Oregon. So I mean,
Unity.
we did do that with our poo.
Yeah. I'm like, we can't be friends now, man. Every time I look at
Yeah.
you, I think of this.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, can you turn away?
Yeah, just
Some
please.
contact.
It's brutal. Oh my God. Oof. I'm sorry that happened to you, but that's kind of an amazing story.
Yeah, that was terrible. I mean, but terribly. It's just one of those things that the group of friends now has.
Yeah.
So happened to be me, but it was sort of the emphasis of the Shartkit.
That's awesome.
And we put the sock on there because that same gentleman would come back from a hike or a walk without a sock or a sleeve. And, he was the originator of using his own clothing to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it the MacGyver?
We've had many a guest on this show who ended up using their own underwear or a sock or whatever. We had a guest on that used poison ivy more times than he would like to admit.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as bad as you think, too.
Yeah.
No.
To have a perfect kit ready to go, so just in case, is so vital. And I when Dave and I first saw it, I think you think of it as almost a gag gift, but it's a gag gift with a super purpose.
Yeah, it's got layers to it. You're kind of like, oh, this is fun to be like, this is actually really helpful.
It sold wonderfully, like, as I'm sure, as a white elephant and a gag gift. And that's, I put it on there. I got COVID, so I couldn't go to work for 10 days. And I put together the Etsy site just around Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just put it on there as something to do to fill time and get that.
Yeah.
I'd had 25 or 30 of them put together just as overtime, giving them out as gifts to friends and stuff like that. And I put them on there and I made a sale. And then as Christmas progressed, it, at 1, 2, 20, 40,
Wow.
it went crazy. So it definitely fits into the gag gift, but a lot of the people that send it out of gifts, they'll write something about hope you didn't shit your pants again or something like that. So now it's trickling in, more of like a gag gift or a useful gift in a sense for that. But we're traveling in April, end of April. So I'm definitely bringing that with me. Because the thought of shitting my pants again is just,
Dave, I think you should be bringing it with you every time you go out to dinner.
Well, if I'm going to dinner, if I'm eating apparently crab fried rice.
Yeah. But
for sure.
Mike, you sent us 2. So Dave has his and I have mine. I'm keeping mine in my car because I feel like that is the place that it's going to be needed the most. Because if I'm driving and something happens,
you don't want to get caught.
Pull over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like I was looking at your Instagram. You had like a montage of what looked like truckers with. I had, I'm trying to think. I've made a couple montages. One, if, you're out dancing and you don't want the night to end. I have a, if you're a rodeo cowboy, if you need a re-ride and it's because you've crapped your pants. I'm trying to think of the trucker one. I put one on for Canada when I made a sale in Canada, for that. So, and I don't know if this is weird or not, but the only state that hasn't bought a Shartkit is Mississippi. Oh.
So, interesting.
I don't know what's going on there, but
a lot of weird shit.
I thought maybe they're already prepared for it.
Yeah, like we already have this.
Well, I mean, 60 Minutes did that piece, and I think it was Alabama or Mississippi that a lot of that area of the country has a straight pipe, so they don't even have proper sewage. So maybe they're just used to shit there. Like,
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah,
I mean that's weird. But I love that. I love that little statistic, that little data point. Mississippi, you're like, okay.
It's like how porn is sold the most in Utah because of the Mormons. It's like the Shartkit is sold the least amount in the areas where they just shit in public anyway. Who cares?
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Sort of. Yeah,
I mean, they
prepped you are for it.
Yeah, that's probably like every person in Mississippi has like their own homemade version of a Shartkit. They're like, oh, I got this is passed down from generation to generation.
We've been doing that for years.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like we got this. Oh, that's so funny.
It's also so funny that Etsy is the kind of place like that you could find something like a Shartkit on, like it's very DIY, make your own crafts, but this is like a make your own craft for craps.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
right.
it is pretty amazing. That's what I love about the internet, that kind of stuff. You're like, oh shit, I could just find this and have it at my house in a week or whatever. It's great.
Yeah. And I got it, it's sort of a beer buzz price too, where you're not going to ruin the family if you buy it too. So if it is, it's truly a gag gift that, that's funny. But it's kind of, it's under $20 to get it shipped there. And it's sort of it's one of those things that, it's a truly gag gift that
I'd spend $20 on way worse than like this dumb things in my life. So this is like, and this is the thing about this, but I would love to know the people that got this as a gift that are like, what the fuck is this? But they're like, oh my God, this really did save me.
Yeah.
That sort of like switch over. It's like, oh my God, I have to have more of these.
Yeah. Have you had any of those reviews where somebody's like, I got this as a gag gift, and 2 months later I shit my pants and it ended up being very useful?
Not quite. I got a nurse to say that had everything in it that was needed. So I thought that was great on that.
That's awesome.
But it's pretty fresh on Etsy. So, I'm hoping to get some testimonials going soon.
That'd be great. Yeah. I mean, I think it's at the first glance, this is hilarious, but you're like, oh my God, this thing is actually like chock full of good things.
Yeah, let's break it down. What's in there? You have a plastic baggie to dispose everything, everything's tucked inside the sock. So the entire package is about 6 inches by 2 inches. And you have digestive aid pills so you could stop whatever diarrhea you've got, wipes to clean up your hands and stain removing wipes, an extra pair of underwear, baby wipes. I mean, you've got am I leaving anything out? Like, you seem like you've covered all the bases.
Yep, that's it. And then it just comes in a kind of a waterproof thing if you don't want to open it or you're taking it on a fishing trip or something. But so it is the worst pair of underwear. I mean, it wouldn't be the first pair if you were, looking to date or make an impression sense. They're the fruit of the loom whitey tighties, but it's meant to get you out of an emergency.
Oh yeah. Look, if you shit your pants, like anything is gonna, I mean, I could carry, if it was made out of like paper bag, I'm like, yes. Yeah. Like I'm wearing this. Like, sure.
Do you pick, when you pick the underwear, do you pick like a one size fits all, or do you sell for people who are extra large or extra small?
Yep. I'll if they'll ask, but it's usually either going to come in as a large or sometimes extra large, depending on where the underwear or how many I can get at once and that. But yeah, I've had people ask for specific size and I'll put those in there. And cool. But it's sort of, it's generic in the sense of being a large, but I mean, you can cut the sides, you can do whatever you want to get back into those one time to get you home. And, and then it's, you want your hands clean. And so that's the hand wipes, sanitation wipes. And then of course, you got to get it all clean and around. That's what the baby wipes are for. And the bags to put those back in there, toss them in a garbage can. Not in the trash. I mean, in the toilet. Yep. And then if the night continues, you want to use the shout wipes, or you need to clean off the jeans just to get rid of that little bit of brown stain that made it through. Shout wipes and a Tide wipe typically comes in that. And so it's sort of an all-in-one, and I'm guaranteed you use one part of it. One part of it or another.
I love the detergent wipes because my wife carries around, she's got her own version of Shartkits for her normal, just day to day, like just it's like wipes, pills, whatever. So that she loved it. She was just like, this is kind of awesome. So, and she's
great. And I'd say so just because of the bags and stuff, sometimes I should say, or purses and some of the things that we carry, a lot of the times that there's a little bit more prep, or always has been a little bit more prep with my wife and women in a lot of senses. So, I know see using the Shartkit and but it seemed like the prep was there already on some of that, whatever in that purse or whatever in that bag, sometimes always has been maybe baby wipes or one of those parts of the kit. So
I think I'm getting to the point in my life now where I just have to start carrying around like a bag to carry that stuff in. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we need you
too.
get you a a man purse.
I just like hate
Man
carrying
purse,
shit. I
yeah.
hate carrying like things, but that is all. I mean, I love it. It's so great.
Yeah, and Dave needed it right before we contacted
I know.
you.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
When I did contact Mike, he was like, "Yeah, I listened to the show. It sounded like Dave needs my product."
It was horrible. That was a weird night, but yes, it was
Whatever it is, whatever kicks that off. It's just, I've had over here in Oregon, we do those IPA beers, those craft beers that are like really bitter. And so Bend, Oregon's just the mecca of that. There's 10 to 12 of these places. And sometimes those beers will just wreck your night. You know, they're whatever that froth or that super hop mix they put in there, it can damage a night as far as having to run to a place. That's sort of my here. My rice story would be these IPAs.
Have you been to these breweries and told them about your Shartkit and been like, maybe you should sell my Shartkit with a 6-pack?
That I haven't.
Bundle it up. It's
Yeah.
I will definitely credit the Hey Poopy podcast if that's the.
Please do.
If I get a go, because everywhere you go, it's like, I think I was saying it, that Kevin Bacon, at least 6 degrees, maybe only 2 degrees from sharding. Everybody knows it as you get a little older or whatever it is. No one thinks
it's going to happen to them until it does. So.
Yeah. We've had people on the show who were like, a couple months ago, I looked at those people as lesser, and then it happened to me. And it's like, it's going to happen to everybody. It just does.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it does. Good.
So talking about that, has that happened to you, Mike? Do you have a story or a story of a friend's story where they were like, oh, I needed your Shartkit?
Sort of just like a one that happened to me and my daughter. She'd graduated from high school and she ran track, and Emma had been in shape doing long distance stuff. And so she started hiking some of these Cascade Mountains. The South Sister's one of them. And so we wanted to do Mount Adams. And so we were climbing up it's in Washington. You fly over it on your way to Seattle. Okay. It's 11,000 feet.
Oof.
So it's a hike, and we were hiking up that and made it to the top, but I made a mistake and went the whole distance instead of spending the night and coming and then hiking the rest of it the next day. And as we were coming down, that whole mountain iced up. So I had little ice crampons on and an ice axe, and I fell.
Uh-oh.
No.
Went backwards, and then something weird happened. I went faster. And I'm a novice. I've never had ice crampons on before or used that axe. And the weird thing, I started going faster, going backwards.
Oh no.
And so I learned how to use that pick, and I tried it the first time, and I stopped, and it turned me around.
Wow.
But it jolted me and stopped. And then I got spacing the right way where my feet were going down, and I was able to stop using that axe.
Wow.
We walked the rest of the way back to our tent.
Oh my God.
And I was nerve-wracked. It scared me to death, scared her. And I went back to my tent. She went back to her tent, and I had shit in my pants. But it wasn't your 5s or 6s. It was literally like your 1 or 2. It shot
like a nugget.
A nugget. And so we'd had power bars, those little granola bars all day. Granola bars, and I was exhausted from climbing up this thing called lunch counter and then up to the top there. So I was dehydrated too. And so I just fell off that mountain. Went back, had to clean this little hard shart is what it was, out of my pants. But I took the Shartkit just to take some pictures to say, oh, this would be great here. This will be a good picture for meeting the Shartkit. But so I ended up with one of those little headlights on, that night, scrubbing out, doing the whole hard clean of the shart that night. So that's my actual incident of having to use the Shartkit.
So this is more recently.
Yeah, 2018.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And you literally scared the shit out of yourself.
I scared the shit out of myself. And not out of my daughter, but I scared Emma so bad. So
as anyone, that would happen to me. And maybe because it was so cold, that's why the nuggets came out. It's a nugget look came out. It wasn't like,
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a pop, a cork pop kind of.
That's what it sounds like.
I didn't really recognize it, or I don't know if it was just still shaken from the incident of, adrenaline of doing that. But my God, it was a fun one. So it was like cement, like dried cement. So it was
wow. So maybe like an adrenaline shits or like bind you up, like it's something like does, but in the regular just shit your pants, it's just pure liquid.
Yeah. No, that's the typical one of No, had other incidences without the Shartkit, but nearly made it to the door kind of stuff. Oh.
Well, I wish I had that nugget in my pet. That would have been a way better.
Oh, man, yeah.
That would have been so much better than what I had to deal with. Oh, my God. Woo.
So
that's a good one, though.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm glad you made that out of it.
Yeah.
But, it's like, look, in a way, it was a good way. It's a good field test for the Shartkit. You're like, hey, this thing happened and it worked perfect. It's great.
Scare the shit out of you. It still works.
Yeah.
So if you're on a long car trip, hiking, on a boat, if you don't have the Shartkit, sharts happen. Like you have to be prepared, people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The only thing I was just thinking that might be a good addition to the Shartkit is maybe some kind of pair of scissors, only because sometimes you have to cut the underwear out, the dirty underwear, because you're in a position where you can't take off your pants and everything. Just maybe, but like something of that sort.
I had to do that so precariously.
Like a seatbelt cutter type of thing. Or one of those, that put that in there. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Like those medical shears.
One of those. Yeah. Put that in there. Because, what do you do? Go all the way down, pasting that through, that's
it is. I had to do that. It was, and I'm not flexible at all. And like, I had to take my shoes off first. And then it was like threading a needle.
Just trying to play operation, not touching as much as you can on the sides of your pants.
Completely. And I was praying, I'm like, please do not get a leg cramp during this. Do not have a foot. But it's a disaster. But that's a good idea, the scissors, though.
Didn't we have a guest that told us that on numerous times they learned how to rip their underwear off? Cardone, because he kept going out and getting wasted and he'd shit his pants. And so he had to rip his underwear off, and he got so good at just ripping his underwear.
But sometimes that violent tearing does more damage because it starts, you know what I mean? So that's why I couldn't just be ripping out underwear. It sucks. It's a disaster. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm here to help. That was my everybody that was putting it on Instagram that would have some shark story. I tried to say I was here to help, and then I put the Shartkit out about the time that Biden went over to England and he had an incident possibly where he
farted.
Yeah.
And so it was trending about that time too. So it was sort of nice timing to have the Shartkit available when all of the searches towards presidential farts and stuff were going on.
That would have been awesome if you had like a Oval Office stamp on there. These are just for the White House.
You have to take a picture in front of the White House with Shartkit right there. We're like, dear President, you might need this.
Dude, half these politicians are so old anyway. I feel like they need this. Like, you're like, how are you still stop working? Just go away.
Or the rumors of Trump wearing diapers. You're like, stop it with the diapers. Here's a Shartkit.
Yeah, that'd be so great. Should we get into some questions?
Yes. Mike, can we ask you some of our regular questions?
Certainly.
What kind of toilet paper do you use, and do you put it on the roll over or under?
It's the classic Costco toilet paper.
Oh, Costco, nice.
Kirkland toilet paper, so the big rolls. But I'm an over, but I'm not an arguer if it's under. So I'm more of an arguer if it's empty.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah,
Yes.
Why?
That's a work crime.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. You're like, it's like what, an extra 3 seconds to put the TP on the roll.
Ugh.
Not
Yeah.
very hard.
The worst is when you see the empty roll and then the new roll sitting on top of it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you're a fucking savage asshole.
Yeah, that's just like that person
Yeah.
does not like you.
Yeah.
They're like,
No.
here you go.
The worst.
Oh.
I will shame the hell
Yeah.
out of anybody who does that.
That's like when you go into a bathroom stall and you see that cardboard tube and that little flimsy wisp of like paper. that is like a nightmare to me. I'm like, this can't be happening, because you're like, please don't let the next stall be that.
Yeah.
It is the
I know.
worst. Well,
Just take it. Get it out of there. Don't
Yeah.
leave that one half filtered,
It's like,
one
why?
see-through paper. It's just, yeah.
And have you, either of you, I don't know how much we've ever talked about this on this show, but have you ever gone to a public bathroom and the person comes out and they're like, hey, just a heads up, there's no toilet paper in there. You're like, thank you. Thank you for saving me. Like, I could at least go
I've had that,
grab
yeah.
something like
Yeah.
a napkin before I go in there. You know, it's like there's this common courtesy that we just need to, as human beings, do for each other.
I've had that.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I've done that head thing where you're just like, are you kidding me? I just
Yeah.
walked in after you and there's nothing in
Yeah.
here. There would have been something. Now the other guy got the good stall. Thanks.
Yeah. Or I've gone in a situation where people have been like, hey, don't use that one. That stall, it's overflowing. And I'm like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse when you open that door. You're like, it's like a nightmare.
That is like
Yeah.
a real solid
Yeah.
salt of the earth kind of person.
For sure.
Is warning
Or, yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You
Give me a
know?
heads
Yeah.
up, please.
Yeah.
We're all in this
Yeah, it'd
together.
actually make my day better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
after that.
We're all in this together. Just
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
give me a heads up,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Please. Oh,
And Mike, when you do go to the bathroom, do you sit or stand to wipe your butt?
I'm a sitter.
Ah, majority of people are, but we still have to ask.
we have we've had standards. We're just
Yeah.
like, what?
The one exception is on the long wipe where you just can't seem to get that crayon to stop writing on there. I've
Yeah.
stood up to maybe close the gap and try again.
Yeah.
But then I sit back down. So I've done the
Pinch it
stand
off.
to see if maybe I could reposition the whatever that is, and then I've sat back down. But so
I get
Been
you.
there.
yeah.
Mike, what's your first memory of poops and farts as a
I was at either a preschool or something, and I had to get sent home because my stomach started hurting and I couldn't gas. I wasn't farting, and they had to give me a suppository or something
Oh, shit.
to help that gas out. So I remember having a terrible stomach ache, and then it had to do with gas. I just remember him talking about gas and something to do with gas. So I had one of these times where I'd had trouble pushing the farts out. So
wow?
That sucks.
And you're a
Yeah.
little one. That is painful.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, I wouldn't
so
even.
it did.
Suppositories, I guess. Yeah, I've never had. She's tried a bunch of suppositories. I've never had one, but like when you're that young, is that a thing? I guess. Is that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's
I don't
baby
know.
enemas.
So this would have been 80s, so not to, and so could have been, parents trying some Campbell, or chicken soup home remedy thing or something too. But it could have been, well, let's just put some mineral oil or something up there to get the thing to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a definite memory. Remember that.
That is a very strong memory, because that kind of pain will sit with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Mike, what is your best cure for diarrhea or constipation?
Oh, I typically get cravings for fruits. So mostly I'll kind of grab onto some fibrous fruits, a banana, that, and then, make some water, make sure I'm hydrated is that. I'm not a big fan of the Metamucils or anything like that for constipation. It sort of throws my whole timing off on I'll go way earlier in the morning or something like that from a constipation thing. So usually just, try to get some fiber and eat some fruits and drink some water.
Nice. Pretty
Makes
solid.
sense.
Pretty solid.
And what other products besides the Shartkit do you use to help you poop? Do you have sprays? Do you use a stool, a bidet, wipes, any of that kind of stuff?
I don't. I'm a classic sitter. I've done the seats, the plastic, the squatty potties, and I don't know if I felt too much difference on that, but I'm not one that spends a lot of time on there too. So it's
in and
been
out.
just the classic sit and get for me.
I like that sit and get.
No,
I like that.
definitely respect the bathroom afterwards, and will spritz and spray for little Myers. We got a little Myers squirt thing. For that. But I try not to fog it down the rest of the house. That's terrible too, when you let everybody know you took a crap.
Like, don't go in there. Don't go in there for a little while.
But a little spray is good. Got to cover it up for the next person. And what is the worst public toilet that you've ever seen? Is there a public toilet that you walked in, maybe at one of those breweries, and you were just like, oh my God.
The waterfront in Portland, we would run some 5Ks, and they'd have that little encampment of the blue boxes of the toilets there under the bridge, and every one of them was damaged and full. So there was really was no way to sit, stand, no paper, anything to put in there. And so it was, if you had to do any twos, it wasn't the. So Waterfront Park, Portland, Oregon.
And it was the porta potties.
Yeah.
Porta potties are like a murder scene. They are the worst. Yeah. I do a lot of running here in the city, and they have like at the events, same thing. Like you got to get there super early because that's when they're brand new still. But if you like have to stop along that race, it's just like you might as well go outside, because there's no point in like opening that door into evil.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Behind a dumpster is cleaner.
Yeah. Anywhere is cleaner. Like anywhere. Oh my God.
Or just shit your pants and get the Shartkit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that in your little fanny pack or whatever. Hold it with you.
The runner, the 24th mile or whatever that is, when they crap their pants in the marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh.
Mike, is there any other story, tidbit stuff that you want to share with us before we get into Shitty Choices, our favorite game?
I don't think so. Gosh, just shout out to my friend Kanan that's got the colorectal cancer, and he's fighting that right now. So you guys are doing a great thing here, and hope all the listeners will participate in what you guys are doing with your awareness there. So, just from that'd be a shout out from my end. If, you've got, participants and listeners, that they get involved with what you guys are doing there. And then, just myself, it's just the original Shartkit on Instagram, and you can find it at originalshartkit.com for ordering a kit there. So
awesome.
And use that promo code Hey Poopy for 10% off.
Use that promo code. Yes, thanks for bringing that up. And all the best to your friend out there. So that's,
And if your friend needs any support, we have 2 great organizations that we're connected to. So we are here for everybody's butthole needs.
100%. So with that, we're going to get on to shitty choices. So this is 2 crappy choices, and you got to pick one. Pretty simple. So today I present... You can either shit yourself in the steam room at a gym. It could be any gym, if it happens to be a steam room. Or would you rather shit your pants with a loud, audible shit sound while giving a eulogy? Both awful situations. If you shit yourself in a steam room, chances are you just have a towel on, and that's going everywhere. Or you're up at the pulpit about to give a eulogy, and then bam, everybody hears it. because it's quiet in there.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they're not. It's not a fun game. It's a funny game, but not fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry about my dogs if you can hear them there.
That's okay.
I would pick not the eulogy. I would have to do it in the steam room.
Yeah.
It may be that it was a membership. I might know the people there. It would be a little bit of a way to save some grace. I just don't think I could do the big crowd eulogy thing.
Fair enough. I was thinking about this. I was writing it up too, but Ellen, do you want to?
I agree with you, Mike. I would probably do the steam room. Just seems like it'd be a cleaner way to clean up. But if you do it at the eulogy, I hope you have the Shartkit.
Yeah.
Hand those out at funerals.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I was initially gonna lean into the eulogy shit, only because I figured, well, I know most people that are probably there. Look, they'll forgive me, but I was like, it's just too much. It's too heavy. So I'm gonna go with steam room as well, the gym.
Oh,
because I feel like it's kind of wet. They can just hose it down at least. I mean, I feel bad for the person's gonna clean it, but they can at least there's a way to clean that up. More so.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. But the walk from the steam room to the bathroom to the shower would be horrific.
Oh yeah. I would just hope that it would be my steam room. If you say like somewhere else, or I'm put into a steam room and have to go through that situation, I might change my mind.
I mean, I'm thinking if I've been to plenty of steams at the gym, there's been like one or two people, and then like that would just kill me too. So I mean, they're both awful, but I'm gonna go with the gym steam room. So that's what I'm gonna go with. So I think we're all three of us are on that.
Yep.
All right, so we have one more segment.
To all the audience out there, we're playing along on Instagram, so please check it out. We want to know your choice.
Yes, play at home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For those playing at home, you can have all kinds of fun choices. Okay, so we're gonna get into a little news. All right, so this story, one of our favorite people, super fan, awesome person, Rose Martin, sent this to me, texted it to me yesterday. And it's a story we have a site here called The Gothamist. It's mainly about New York City, but they cover other things. And it was on WNYC. But the original article, I want to shout out this guy, Aaron Elstein. He's the original writer for this thing. It was on a Cranes article, Cranes magazine. But the text and everything, the little notes I got from The Gothamist. So anyhow, the name of this title is called The Commode Conundrum. Why is New York City so crappy when it comes to public toilets?
Thank you.
Yes, we've been talking about this for 160 some odd episodes.
Yeah, this is my mission in 2022. We're going to have a protest sometime this year to bring awareness to why are there no more. I want more public toilets.
Well, the guy, I don't have a subscription to Cranes, so it wouldn't let me go on the website to get the full article, but
you have to send it to me what Rose sent you. So
yeah, it's just like that's just a basic breakdown of the author was on WNYC doing the interview. So the whole thing was basically after the 1970s, New York City was like pretty much broke. It was like this old famous Truman title says "Go to hell," or the president. It wasn't Truman, but some president basically said, "Go to hell." Truman was like definitely not the president then, but you know what I mean.
It's probably Nixon.
Yeah, no, it was fuck. Who was it anyway?
What year?
It was in the 70s, like mid to late 70s. What president said that?
Carter or not?
No, before that.
Been Ford.
Ford, yes.
Carter,
Thank
Reagan.
you. Thank you, Ford, yes. Ford it says New York City, go to hell. Anyhow, so basically after that, every mayor we've had since then has been trying to fix this problem. And we've gotten a couple of like new, obviously, they call them like self-washing public toilets. But the majority of the public toilets in this city are usually at the public parks here. And those were kind of started, like they said, like in 1930, New York City had over 100 of these things, and they were all pretty well kept. But basically because there's like, again, since the 70s, they don't want to pay for the budget to have a staff to clean these things up. So all our public toilets are basically just like decrepit, except for the ones that are like, have like private funding. So this article,
like
Bryant Park and the Highline, it's like a thing mainly downtown, but those are actually have like really nice facilities because they're privately, they're attended to with private money. This author Aaron Elstein was saying that a lot of toilets, it's hard to get new toilets made because there's too many city agencies now that have to sign off on all this stuff. And keeping them clean is probably the biggest one, because most people that want public toilets, the biggest fear is homeless people and junkies, like using that to up in or do whatever. And that's always been the big conundrum. And in New York City specifically, we are 93rd in the country for bathrooms per capita in a major city. Like 93rd.
Wow.
So we have because the only toilets we really have are at businesses like a Starbucks or a McDonald's.
Yeah. And thanks to COVID, those are barely been able.
But I just found out today, because the law in the books right now for New York City is if you own a business, you have to let people obviously use the bathroom that are paying customers. That's kind of the big thing. But now in November, there's going to be a new law passed. Apparently, it's a new plumbing code that states that most businesses have to open their bathrooms up to the general public. And the author was like, I don't know how that's going to work, because I like that idea, but it's like unreasonable if I'm going to have something like 5-star restaurants going to let like me come flying in there to use the bathroom, or like a line of people that aren't, eating at the restaurant. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But he did say that there's a bunch of cities that are like pretty big that are doing this really well. One of them being Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Ooh.
And and Jersey and Hoboken, which is right next door to us in New York City, they have this thing called the Portland Loo. I'm assuming it was founded in Portland, Oregon, but I have no idea. But the Portland Loo is a new kind of street toilet. Apparently there's two things with this toilet that makes it interesting. There's the sink is on the outside. So people aren't just like hanging out in there. They do their business, they get out, they wash their hands. And the other thing they did was when you go inside, there's a blue light. So in this weird way, like if someone's like a junkie, for example, or a heroin addict, they can't shoot up because they can't see your veins because of the blue light.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the Portland Loo right now. It's really cool. It's a great, I'll send you it, Mike. It's a really nice looking public toilet that's like fancier than a porta potty.
But they're saying that, but the main crux of all this is that New York doesn't want to pay for all these things because they're not self-flushing. At least most of them aren't.
Or self-cleaning?
Self-cleaning, self-flushing.
Oh.
So, which, can be an issue, because if you're not cleaning that up after a while, it's going to be a disaster. So this author is saying that we can do this too. In New York City specifically, all the public works that we have, there's plenty of them, but they're not being used or just like disgusting. There needs to be at least 1 to 2 attendants or people cleaning this thing out constantly, which would like obviously kickstart an economy, because like that's providing jobs. It's an awful job, but it's a job nonetheless that needs to get done. And I think that
but this city has plenty of money.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. But I think a lot of politicians just don't want to deal. They look at this as like the bottom of the barrel kind of thing, which is not, because when I shit my pants, there was no place to go to the bathroom, or any place that was public was completely closed off. I mean, it was due to COVID, but at the very least, nothing was open. You couldn't find anything to go to the bathroom. There's no restaurants. So you're just, pun intended, shit out of luck.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, the fact that there's so many people that live here and there's no bathrooms anywhere. We see porta potties in the park when I go for a run, but that's about it. Or just restaurants that are privately owned.
Yeah. You'd think those areas would get worse too, instead of better, in a sense, if they didn't put those in place. They would be, the garbage, the accumulation that without it. Where are they doing it now, and what is that doing for
completely
those neighborhoods, or where you don't have that? It would clean up a lot.
Yeah, the city has. The city, we have so much money here that's being allocated to other crazy resources, but there's no sense of like, this is like a major issue, and there's only more people are moving here every year. Which initially you would think after this whole pandemic thing they wouldn't, but they're coming in droves. And so, and it's nuts. And there's a toilet in Central Park that is magnificent. It is, and the Parks Department probably takes care of it, but they're not privately owned or anything, but it's heated. It's beautiful. Like the tile work and everything, but that's just like 1 in a million. I mean, the rest of these things are just awful. Like any bathroom in the subway. Oh my God, I've never been in one. But they are just, a disaster. So I don't know. But I found it really, thanks Rose for that, sending that to us.
Yes.
It's a really good article, and it's something that really needs to be done. I think it can be done. It's just,
There's other major cities around the world that have far superior public toilets than we do. So it is a topic that everybody can get down with.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there's more people in New York City than in Oregon, and so it's we have to have a toilet every 60 miles for publicly available, and they're all cleaned and maintained by a staff. And so if you just had that same staff and people in a city, I don't see why it couldn't be done on a major kind of initiative. And she's would clean up a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to find the original article again. It's called "No Place to Go" by Aaron Elstein, and it's a paywall site for cranes. So business mags. But I wonder if I can find it somewhere else. But anyway, with that crazy story, Mike, thank you so much, so much for first inviting the Shartkit and for being a guest on our show. And please tell our audience once again where they can find you.
Great. No, the original Shartkit.com. That's the basic website. That'll get you over to Etsy if you want to buy one. And then original Shartkit on Instagram. That's where I'm at. So thank you so much, Dave, Ellen. That was awesome.
Yeah, you were so fantastic, and thanks again. Anytime you want to come back on, let us know. If you do like a Shartkit 2.0, we'd love to know about that.
Yes.
I will keep you updated too.
Awesome. And
use that promo code, everybody. Hey, Poopy, for 10% off.
Hell
and
yeah.
You're gonna wish that you had this when you shart your pants. So get it before.
Yeah, get in now.
Yeah.
And thanks for laughing, learning everything but with us.
And happy pooping, everybody, and enjoy your butthole.
For more info, go to heypoopypodcast.com or email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. You can send in show ideas, guest requests. Check us out on Twitter at heypoopy, Instagram at heypoopypodcast, TikTok, heypoopypodcast, and our awesome new Facebook fan page. Go check it out at Hey Poopy Podcast. We're also on Discord at Hey Poopy Dumps, or you can contact us at our new awesome hotline, 203-998-5579.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect for Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen. Edited by Dave. Executive producer Stormy Leather. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy!